So,
brackets.
Let's go ahead and go through the brackets. As far as the best horror beer label, just to sum it up, I got really tired of of just doing pumpkin beers, and I knew we were rolling into the week of Halloween, so I went with a lot of beer labels that looked like horror themed, had horror movie monsters, whatever. I found these 62 or 64, and we'll go through real quick the top 5 just for time's sake. With number 5 being the Raven beer, their Telltale Heart IPA.
Cool picture of Edgar Allan Poe.
It's cool, but I'm shocked it made it that high because there's a lot of what I would think are cooler labels on here.
Yeah, that actually made it like 2 or 3 rounds for me, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Number 4, no shock to me at all. The Winchwood Brewing Company's Black Witch, which I just said witch like 3 times. Son of a bitch. That's very popular beer, but that is also a really cool label. And you said that got pretty far on yours, right?
That got pretty far, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first time we recorded, I said that was my number 2, and I fucked up with that one. So,
number 3, Stillwater, Saison Darkly, Terrifying Rose Hips and Bone Hips.
Mouthful.
This is just it looks like pure art. I'll say that. It doesn't belong on a beer.
Oh, we're going to talk about pure art in a second. Motherfuckers.
Number 2, and this one.
This was my number 2.
Yeah, this is either my number 2 or I think this was my number 2 as well, which was the Bee Nectar Meadery's Black Fang. Awesome picture. It's basically Nosferatu with a steampunk hat and his iconic reaching over the body. Bee Nectar Meadery, they make some amazing meads with a whole bunch of different flavors. So if you've never tried mead, this is a good place to start. But it lost out to number 1, the Surly Darkness. He wants to drink your beer. Is there any doubt that that's a goddamn badass picture, Jim?
It's actually pretty cool.
It's a giant vampire bat on what looks like bones or something with some shit going underneath it and a nice splash of red kind of, I don't even know what you call that, like a red accent behind it.
Yeah.
That thing screams horror. It looks like what you would expect from a horror comic book. So I'm not shocked. I'm pretty sure that was my number 1. And yeah, I mean, that kind of blew everything else out of the water. So, Jim, in this list of 64 items,
go up.
What was your number 1, Jim?
My number 1 came in at a paltry number 46. It is a Gigantic Brewing Slip into Darkness. Lost to a beer that's just more goddamn popular. That's what I'm saying.
So I will give Jim
went against
credit.
That green zombie stupid one.
The zombie dust. 3 Floyd zombie dust. So what I will say is, and if you're watching the mini clip, you'll see all the pictures. Otherwise, click on the link below and you can look them up yourself. Jim is right. The Gigantic Brewing Slip into Darkness, it is cool. Does it beat out the other ones up top?
Yes.
Of course it doesn't. But it's Jim. So, you got to give a...
When you have a more refined palate for the arts, Brian, like I do, as an artist.
Well, we've already established that you have a suck dick attitude, so your palate is pretty much the flavor of the dick channels.
What's a dick channel?
You tell me. You have the suck dick attitude.
Damn it.
So, the one Jim lost to actually came in number 7. It made it really high.
It made it pretty far. So that means mine got beat to shit. So
that was a really just damn good beer, and the matchups were weird. But either way, I think there are plenty of other good labels on here. This was just a fun one to make because I haven't even tried half of these beers. I was just looking for anything horror related and was semi-popular.
Yeah, it's one we could really expand the horizons of without having to pretend we know what we're talking about. So.
Exactly. So this is one you don't have to be a beer fan to enjoy, and you don't have to be a beer fan to even vote on this. Just look at the art and what do you like the best.
Yep.
So if you guys have any suggestions for labels in the future, for any specific themes, let us know. You can get to us anywhere over social media. And thank you all who have voted. We got a little over 700, about 743. So
not bad for a beer one.
Thank you guys.